Hello and welcome to another weekly update. Lots of things happening, lots of things going on. And a few days ago there were some new release notes made available for Microsoft Teams, and they're dated January the 17th. And there's a number of features which are new for Microsoft Teams. The ones which I think are interesting, or most interesting kind of for me and for developers, are the two kind of right near the bottom, which is around previewing audio meetings and audio conferencing in Chrome and using Edge to make in-app calls and join Teams meetings. So web browser support for audio and video is really important. It's something we came, I think, quite close to in Skype for Business, but we never really fully got there. And it looks like we are going to get there in Teams. I'm excited because bringing it to the client means that technically it's possible, and if it's technically possible, then we can expect it coming for developers, so developers can maybe embed Teams functionality in different applications or in different web pages. I don't really know, I'm just kind of speculating at this point. We don't have any information about that, but I think having that web browser support is good, not only for driving adoption and getting people using Teams where they're not heavy Teams users, they're not everyday Teams users. They may just be joining meetings from people hosting Teams meetings. So having the ability to do that just in a web browser is really crucial. So right now it's only audio that's in preview, but there is a little note on there that says to not worry because video support is coming soon. So it's worth going through those release notes and seeing what's new, seeing what's happening. I'll put a link to the release notes page. So there's one page that gets updated every time something new happens. So yeah, definitely worth looking at that. Okay, I want to call out something that happened a few weeks ago actually, but I didn't talk about it last week because last week I did my special top 4 tips for Teams developers. So that's something that this is something that Microsoft are doing with their documentation. So it feels like there's been a lot of effort quite recently gone into Microsoft documentation, and that's a really good thing to see. This is documentation at docs.microsoft.com, and I'm going to put 2 links in for this. One is a tweet by Scott Hanselman, who drew my attention to this, and the second is an example of it happening. And the cool thing that's new is where you've got code samples in Microsoft documentation, you can run those code samples directly on the web page. I'm going to say that again because it's kind of mind-blowing. Where you've got code samples on Microsoft documentation, you can run those code samples, those examples, you can run in your web browser without, you don't need to copy the code, go file new project, console app, paste it in just to see it working. You can do it right in the browser and you can make changes right in the browser. That's really pretty cool. The way it works is where you've got the code samples, traditionally you just had a copy button so you could copy the code. Next to that you've now got a run button, and clicking the run button launches this kind of experience in the web page. It's really nice. I have no details about what version of .NET it's running, like how the CLR works, all that kind of stuff. I think it's very cool though. I'm excited by it. I think for me it is a really good example of Microsoft iterating the small stuff, like really looking again at every part of the developer experience and how can we make every part better and nicer and more, like how can we invest more into it because it's important. So big thumbs up for me. I think this is really cool. I think it's going to be really useful in very small ways, like sure we could do without it, but it's a pain. And if you're looking for the right answer or you're trying to quickly do some research, you don't want that pain. You want to kind of get going as quickly as possible. You want to try things out. You want to make sure you understand how some code works, and being able to do that very quickly is brilliant. I think that's really, really good. And it's a great idea as well. It's one of those ideas that when you hear it, you kind of think, oh yeah, of course, that's a great idea. But it takes somebody to come up with that idea first. So yeah, I think that's really good. On the subject of Microsoft doing things that are pretty amazing, this is a crazy story about Microsoft Research and some of the research effort that's going into AI. It seems like wherever you go, you pick up stories about Microsoft Research doing amazing things in artificial intelligence that, to my mind, mostly go unnoticed, and I kind of want them to be noticed because I think they're really incredible. So this latest one is the ability. So Microsoft Research have created a bot. So they created the artificial intelligence ability for something to take a sentence or a thing that's written down and represent it in an image. Right? So for instance, if I said a picture of a bird with a yellow body, black wings, and a short beak, the artificial intelligence will be able to take that and generate an image. Literally generate, not go and find an image, but generate an image that matches that. And that is pretty amazing if you think about it. It kind of brings together a couple of different things that different bits of technology that kind of already exist, that Microsoft already have. They already have things to identify objects. They have things to understand natural language. They have their image search. They have the description. The way they can look at an image and generate a description out of it. By the way, cool new feature I just noticed the other day comes to PowerPoint. When you add pictures in PowerPoint, it automatically creates a little caption for like alt text. So for partially sighted people or for people who have difficulty understanding, like rendering images, a text description for those people that's done using AI and generated by analysing the image. Anyway, so they're taking together all these bits of AI, but from that they've created a new piece of AI of this incredible ability to generate an image based on a text description. Pretty amazing. So very excited by that. It's not something that you can take and use today. It is a Microsoft Research project, but Microsoft have been very good, aggressively good in taking what they've learned in research and democratizing it, making it available to everyone as part of their cognitive services toolkit of AI solutions. So excited to see how this is going. I think Microsoft are quietly making some amazing steps in AI that I just don't think get loads of attention, and maybe Microsoft are happy that way because it means they can just get on and do the stuff that's important and do the stuff that matters. I think for developers and people like us, it's really good because if you go and look at what's in cognitive services, it's an amazing toolkit that you struggle to find that kind of parity anywhere else in the tech landscape. So yeah, really good, really impressive. Definitely worth keeping an eye on. Artificial intelligence, I've said it before, it's a game changer. It's going to get to the point where, and again, I do a talk on this, but companies that make use of artificial intelligence will have an almost unfair advantage over the competition. So super impressive, super interesting. All right, finally I am, so it's just a call out for some speaking thing I'm doing in a couple of weeks' time in the UK. So 8th of February in Leeds, it's sort of northern England. It's for the Northern UC Usergroup, which is a user group run by Ian Smith, fellow MVP and fellow Medallitian. Is that a word we should have? I think we should make that word up. So and also speaking some other good speakers actually. So we've got Ben Lee, fellow Medallitian, and who's going to be talking about Office 365 and the team's roadmap, and also Will Rowe, who's going to be talking about the IT industry in a nutshell, and Will really knows his stuff in this area, so that should be interesting. They both know their stuff, so both should be very good talks. Both good speakers, they know their stuff, so excited for that. I'm going to be talking about bots and development and teams, and the kind of where we are with bots, where we've come from, why it's important, what you can do about it, and what Microsoft are doing about it, and how you can build your own bot. So that is the plan. I'm going to do some demo as well, so it's not all just me talking. And yeah, it's good. I've never been to Leeds before, so looking forward to that. If you are in the north of England and you are able to make it, it is free to attend. So have a look at the blog post, because there's a link there for the Eventbrite registration, because you do need to register because places are limited. But like I say, it is free to attend. All right, thanks very much for watching, and have a good weekend and good week next week, and I will speak to you again next time.